Hey, ladies and gents, we are back with a part classic. Yes, he actually does play World of Warships as well. You've seen my videos. He did World of Warplanes. Last time I talked to him, he was telling me about playing World of Warships. He hadn't played it for a long time. He got back into the game again. Now he's playing this again. And apparently, he was a alpha tester. We are looking at the Iwaki Alpha. I myself have never seen one of these. Apparently, they are like the literal pink unicorn. Something you don't often see, I guess. And what is this? This is essentially a Super Tenryu, the Tier 3 Japanese cruiser, which is one of my personal favorites. I love that ship. But this was... there was only 2 of those ever built, the Tenryu class ships. I believe in 1918, somewhere in there. So yeah, roughly, yeah, it's a World War I ship that was eventually upgraded, fought in World War II, and both of them, I believe, were sank. But yeah, that's what this is. This is a super duper Tier 3 cruiser. Not only is it super duper, it gets smoke and gets hydroacoustic search, as well as a 10-kilometer torpedo. As far as I understand, if you get the concealment on this thing, you can drop your concealment to 8.9. I do believe Apart Classics looks to be 9.8. So with 10-kilometer torpedoes, he could actually launch torpedoes from a range that's beyond his concealment here. So he's dropping his first set of torpedoes down that alley right there. There's some cruisers and destroyers that got picked up. They're capturing B right now. 10-kilometer torpedoes in Tier 4. What could go wrong with this, right? And then you add in smoke. Very, very seal clubby. I can see why people like this so much. 5 guns on this thing. I believe they're 140 millimeter. Yeah, 140 millimeter. But there are 5. Only 4 will shoot at any given time. There's a set of double set right there that won't fire. One of them won't fire if you're doing broadside. So he can only fire 4 of the 5, which isn't that bad because apparently these guns, from what I see, are super accurate, fire relatively quick, and do a fair amount of damage with a G-shell. So he's going to slow down here. Let's see if he can work this corner a little bit. I think that's what he's trying to do here, or trying to possibly pick up the destroyer coming around the corner. His first set of torpedoes go through. Doesn't hit anything, and he's on his way through here. He's going to launch another set of torpedoes in there. Like I said, Tier 4 with 10-kilometer torpedoes. He's just trying to see if he can pick up anything that might be hidden or not seen inside there. They're just rusting in the tubes if you're not firing them. So he might be able to pick something up, he might not, doesn't really matter. It's kind of like a veritable, minefields that he's sitting out there. Somebody happens to drive into it, they drive into it. The New York is getting wrecked. They got kind of ends up being kind of a shit show here. We got a lot of battleships that never really moved out of this location the whole game. So they've picked up B and C, and now we're just picking up A, surprising enough. And there he picks up the V-22, the T-22, I should say. And this thing's got, like I said, some amazingly quick, fast reloading guns that do a hell of a job against destroyers. And relatively quick, I do believe. 68 seconds for the reload, 59 knots for the torpedoes, and 10-kilometer range. So yeah, those are some pretty decent torpedoes with a decent amount of reload here. So it plays, from what I can see here, from how Classic's playing, it plays quite well. You say as a destroyer. So it picks up the kamikaze coming through. Kamikazes are always dangerous. Picks up his first damage here on the kamikaze. Let's see if he can finish him off. Ooh, nails his first kill off the bat. He's got a Yubari on the way in, and of course, a battleship. Now, he's just dropped 2 sets of torpedoes headed that way. Once again, they're just rusting in the tubes. He's laying it out there. Might possibly happen. You never know. And you'll see what I'm talking about later in the video here with his torpedo drops. He's throwing them out there. Yeah, they might hit, they might not. Doesn't really matter. He's not out anything by letting him fly here. Dropped some smoke. He did not want to get into a crossfire with Omaha, the Koenig, and the ships coming down the 9-10 line. However, it is nice, of course, to finish off any kind of destroyer you run into. This T-22 is about ready to go. Oh, shit, what did I just do? Yep, there they go. Boom. 3,100 damage and on a fire. And this V-20 is like, yeah, I just made a lot of bad choices here. I'm so fucked. Just about every way possible. He tries to drop torpedoes, but it ain't going to do any good. He's not going to get away from this. This Alpha fires way too fast. And he's picking up. Here comes the Koenig, the Omaha as well. So, torpedoes loaded here. He's got the Koenig coming in as well. Seems to be headed for a beaching of some sort. He's a little bit inside, 9.8. Yeah, he's going to get picked up here by the Koenig. That's all right. There's his first set of torpedoes. Second set of torpedoes. Now he's going to switch the guns here. And just watch these things. They got a very nice shell arc. Kind of untypical of a Japanese. Apparently very accurate too. As like I said, you'll watch here. He's just going to pummel the shit out of this Koenig, and the Koenig's like, I'm just going to sit right here and get. What? Here comes torpedoes. He's probably like, I'm pretty sure I'm out of range of those torpedoes. But no, you're not. I would have thought the same thing as well at almost 10.5 kilometers. But yeah. Koenig's like, I'm just going to beach myself here on this island, and then I'm going to try to back up. But he is totally screwed. Here's sets of 2 torpedoes coming inbound. There's the first hit for 9,000, second hit for 7,000. Puts him up to almost 30K right now. But he's also got an inbound battleship, cruiser, and a little bit of everything. The other side's gone. The other destroyers on the other side have gone after the 2 flat tops, which of course is going to work out pretty nicely. Having not to deal about them is always hard part. Always pretty sweet here. Starting to work over the Omaha, slowly but surely. 792. There we go. 2 on the. Kind of like I said, with the weird gun setups on here, he's only going to get 4 to fire, which is still plenty. Takes a big one from the Bitor, and he's got, nope. All right, here comes the Carl. He is streaming pretty much, we'll just give us a broadside as we come through here. Fast firing HE shells everywhere. 792, he does not have any trouble penetrating that ship. Boom, boom. It's still, like I said, amazing thing. This ship has not only it's just a big destroyer without destroyer guns, of course. Now he's just going to sit here in the smoke and just wreck the crap out of this poor Carl. Carl don't know what he's doing. Apparently, he is more interested in killing that. No, I'm sorry. He is more interested in killing. I thought he was probably going to go after the flat top, but he's interested in that battleship. Sets him on fire. He is burning hard. He's also dropped a set of torpedoes as well. Once again, trying to see if he can pick off that battleship, if the battleship's going to turn and come back. At this point, they're a little bit out of range. I think when he fired them, though, the battleship was turning in and then turned away. However, it doesn't really matter. Carl is dead. I'm not quite sure what this is. He is slowly burning to death, and he also is getting just completely wrecked here by Classic. Picks up his 3rd kill, and it is a surprisingly 582, 527. But remember that I think the enemy team has had 2 caps since very early in the game. So even though they've killed, they're up 3 ships. This isn't gonna go well unless these guys can pick up some of these caps. However, 2 destroyers on the backside. They are working here. back toward the B cap and hopefully to the C cap and try to at least pick up one more here. At the current weight, they're going to lose if they don't. If these other battleships don't die. New York has picked off the Iron Duke, and now we are to a 2-ship lead. T-22, finishes off the Koenig. Still 536, 593, and we got an inbound New York. However, there's still one more battleship, and I'm not quite sure. I'm looking at this. There, the Forbear, and the Congo is running the opposite direction. I'm almost positive that Congo does not have... Yeah, he's just short of that New York. However, Classic's moved on. He's going after the Iziaslav destroyer, who thankfully... And this is a lot... I mean, Classic plays really well right here, but this carrier... flat top player is doing quite well. He's kept things lit. He's found destroyers, which has let these guys keep most of these destroyers at bay. Picks up a nice couple shots on the Iziaslav, and he's also on fire, or was on fire. 4 penetrations there. This is not something you want to get into a running fight with this cruiser as a destroyer. He fires as fast as you do and hits a hell of a lot harder. Look at that flat trajectory on those shells. I don't think he's going to live. Nope. And Classic picks up his 4th kill, and he's got most of his health. Sweet Jesus. There's the enemy battleship. He made a kind of an interesting turn there. I was kind of surprised he didn't try to keep that B cap from, because they're up 705, 521. There we go. So, Classic popped his last smoke, and he's going to sit here and see if he can finish off, which looks like it's going to happen. He's already dropped. Never matter. Dimitri in the Hosho finishes off the Pitor. So, we got a full health New York, 576, 660. And finally, the destroyer is picking up B. So, with that, it looks like it could be well in the bag here. What this Congo is up to, I'm not sure. He is showing his rear, as all battleship drivers do for some reason. He is on his way out the other side and essentially out of the match, and that's going to leave Classic here again with the Matsuki, thankfully, who's picked up the objective here. They're closing the gap finally, and see if they can finish off this New York. So Classic's got the range, just moved into range. Kind of a short, 10.7 kilometers for his range on his guns. There we go. Now he's starting to pick up some damage there on the New York. New York is down behind the islands. The Masuki's moving in pretty hard. Just within torpedo range now. He's going to set a set of torps. There we go. Boom. 2 sets out. Sets 1 in front, and then of course 1 possibly if the New York decides to turn. Masuki is smoked up. Let's see if he can finish off this New York, or at least get some fires rolling. There we go. Getting lots of nice little couple penetrations there. And the Masuki has also launched torpedoes. So he's got a spread here on the New York, 1 coming in from from Classic, and 1 coming in from the Masuki. Oh, the New York was not interested no longer in the destroyer, and now he's turned his attention here to Classic. Classic's like, oh shit. Fortunately, he does get a torpedo strike in on him for 11,000, and he picks up the Confederate. Oh, unfortunately, he's also, like at this point, it doesn't really matter. 723, 735. He needs to he's hopefully going to try to finish off. Oh, gets the Citadel. He's got 9 seconds, 8 seconds left on his torpedo reload. He's putting in as many shells as he can. It's probably not a good chance he's going to win this, but look at the nice mobility on this ship. Flipping it around here. The torpedo arc on this ship is terrible, but doesn't really matter. He's closed it to 2.7 kilometers. It's going to be pretty hard to get out of this. Gets off, set of torpedoes, and he dies. That's all right. He's at 96K for the for damage. He's going to pick up just a little bit more here. Ooh, 106,000 damage. Nice, well done. Thank you for the replay.